Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marion.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. It is our final match of the day, playing a gauntlet of standard decks against Sultai Ramp.
Yep.
And so far, the deck is holding its own. Was able to soundly defeat Naya Adventures in match 1. Felled by Dimir Rogues in match 2, but that is definitely the matchup where you said that you feel the weakest, and I agree. The cards just don't line up particularly well.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
And now we're going to be battling for the marbles in match 3 against Junda Sacrifice. And generally, the Sultai decks have been good against Rakdos variants, and while this is technically Jund, it is mostly Rakdos. It is of that ilk, so it's going to be a tough one from my side. But I've got some, good aggressive elements. I got the Skyclave Shades that you saw serve me well in the post-sideboard game against with Dimir Rogues. I've also got Korvold for a little bit of extra power, and my big thing is I've got Kazul's Fury for some reach.
Nice.
So I can sacrifice a nice big creature,
upstairs,
get that one upstairs, and deal the final points of damage.
I like it.
Very worried about Shadow's Verdict here because of the interactions with the graveyard. Really good against my recursive threats, but I got some discard in the sideboard. Hopefully that helps.
Yep, and you got some just 4 and 5 drop creatures, which becomes a bit of a problem as well. But yeah.
Immersturm, Predator, and Korvold.
And Corby. Yeah. All right, so let's do it. Get your questions coming in, y'all. If you got any more by the end of the show, and I will be going first. GL to you, Mr. Merriam.
And BL to you.
All right, I will keep.
Not a great hand, but I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Yeah, mine is actually quite nice. Jwari Ruins, pass to you.
I will play a Fabled Passage and pass.
Okay. And then right back at you.
Getting a mountain with this Fabled Passage.
Okay. Right back at you, buddy.
I'm guessing this is going to be a turn 3 Cultivate.
I have not had that yet.
Yeah.
I have not, and it is a ramp deck, but that is the only ramp card. We got some Tangled Florhedrons, but for the most part, I have not had that draw.
I've got a Swamp and a pass of the turn.
All right, I got an Omen. I'll be doing some scrying. No, I think I can safely bottom these 2 lands because I am indeed cultivating next turn. And then if I draw lands, cool. If I don't, I'm already going to be set for the next 2 turns for land drops. Perfect, glad I did. Okay, and cultivate. All right, what do we need? Or let's go with black and blue. We'll put the black into play, and we'll draw the blue.
On your end step, I'll be stomping you.
Hey.
Bring you to 18.
All right, I've been stomped.
I was really hoping Corey's nice draw had a Tangled Florhedron involved in it.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one for me to play against you, that's for sure, especially in game 1.
Eternal late on that one, deck.
Okay.
But let's play a... No, this is going to have to be a black source. So let's play Darkbore Pathway and Bonecrusher Giant.
Alrighty.
Pass the turn.
I will draw a magical card. My play here seems quite nice to just deal with the creature, buy Yorion, set up a nice turn. For next turn, I don't see a reason not to do that. And since you have village rights, I just want to act at sorcery speed. Heartless act at sorcery speed, I should say.
Bring it to 16.
Yeah, and then put this Yorion right into my hand, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, so you're tapped out.
Yep.
Okay, well, I am going to play a Valky. Try to take that Yorion.
You sure can.
That is indeed your plan.
That's what I got.
Has the Heartless Act for it, but that'll at least buy me some time.
Yep.
What else?
I'll leave it right here.
Yeah, you got a pretty good hand.
Oh yeah, my hand's nice. Quite set up for Ultimatum in 2 turns. Now it's just try to make some plays up until then to keep me alive, and hopefully that card just takes over the game.
Okay, I'll play Temple of Malice.
Okay.
I will put this land on the bottom and pass the turn.
Alrighty. I draw. So I think I just want to go with a Triome and pass to you.
Okay, I will play a Fable Passage, sacrifice it.
Okay.
Let's get a forest with this one.
Okay, yep, I remember now. You're a green deck.
And
Corvold is a nice one in these sacrifice strategies.
yeah. And now with all the pathways, it's very easy to make that splash.
Yep.
And I'll play an Immerstorm Predator.
Okay, and now I have the option of if I want to kill Velki right now, so that you can't possibly sack that. You could easily have Village Rights where I just don't really care to do that. I think I'm just going to let it happen.
And then I'll pass the turn.
I will cycle and make a 3/3 shark. Shark. Draw a card. May I untap?
Yep.
All right. Tap, draw, and here we go. Ultimatum.
Yep.
Okay, so here I got a Heartless Act too. Okay, so we're gonna do Ulrun's Epiphany for sure. I'm thinking Velki. This one I think it might actually be Ulrun's. And the Kioribest the Sea Gods. Actually kind of seems like a nice little sequence here. I'm going to think this out. So if you don't give me this, you may... you can like a Crowan War, but you cannot steal the 8/8 Kraken, which is the big deal. But Velki does just seem insane here as well. Because you could just give me that, then. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to go with Velki and these two. The classic.
I'm disappointed at that. Really wanted Corey to find the Vorinclex there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that the Vorinclex doesn't come into play often, and I'm very close to cutting it if there's something better, but it has won me a game or two here and there.
This exiles a creature or artifact.
Or artifact, yep.
And pluses to 7. Trying to think how bad it is to deny Corey the Epiphany, because that's what I'd like to do, because it just stops the turn, lets me untap and start doing things.
Yep.
It's not good, though.
Yeah. It's like all three of those cards are good or something, and that's why you choose them with the ultimatums.
Yeah, this is 8/8 hexproof. Like, how do I beat that? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, and that's the thing. These emergent ultimatums, there's a lot of decks where you just play one and it's game. Like, and I do think Rakdos is in that vein where it's so hard.
Yeah, I don't think I can give Corey the Epiphany. I think I got to give you the 2 threats and hope I can find a way to beat him.
Yep. Okay, so shuffle this back in. We're going to get an 8/8. And now, with having a flyer, I think I want to... I basically, I don't feel very safe that Tybalt's going to live, because you can have claim for my shark. And I think I just want to do some damage control here and just deal with this Predator. Ticking up maybe prevents... Because, you're going to attack with this and this for 7, which can already kill this. So I want to get some value out of this. I'm going to hit him with some Predator.
Okay. I will Village Rights the Predator.
Okay. And then... Is there any reason for me to actually... Yeah, I might as well attack, because I'm not going to be blocking any... Oh, wait, you can turn into a Yorion. Never mind. Okay. Yep, here we go.
Jerk.
Your Velki can become its, wildest dreams, which is a Yorion.
Okay. I'm getting punished for getting a forest here. I think it's not real. I don't think I would double Crux to this turn regardless.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I really wish I just had a claim here that would cleanly answer the Tybalt.
Yeah, and tapping with Tybalt, I'll feel quite good.
You're not going to, but
Okay.
I still think I am very much losing. Yeah, I think I just have to go Darkboard Pathway,
Okay. Stompy stomp.
play Croxa,
Okay.
discard a
With
card.
having Kraken, I think I can safely get rid of Shadow's Verdict on that one.
Okay, and I will Kazul's Fury the Croxa with the sacrifice trigger on the stack and deal with the Tybalt that way.
Okay. Yeah.
Very expensive way of doing it.
That
but
sure is.
pass the turn, and now I think I know what's about to happen.
Do you? Well, first you're going to tap your things.
My non-land permanent.
Yeah, and then I'll attack for this.
11 brings me to 9.
And then I think you were right. I will play Yorion.
Yeah, I'm going to Village Rights the Valky.
Yep.
Yeah, but you get to just kill my thing, Yorion, blink the...
Get
make
another 8/8.
I'm at 9. He attacked for 11.
I believe it or not, need one more Kraken there, Rob.
Yeah, you didn't think we were going to make a second.
Yeah. Okay. So this one's untapped. But yeah, then Omen. And we'll bottom those and then pass to you.
Okay. So...
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's draw that one.
Yeah.
More of that.
Yeah. I think you'd still be dead.
I would still be behind.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're going to start the Cadillac making new Kraken, so...
Well, once I Shadow's Verdict, you don't have any Krakens, so...
That's true.
Yeah, see?
All right,
See?
fine. I'll just settle for giant sharks, okay?
Yeah. I've got Shadow's Verdict, and then I've got Skyclave Shade, and now I've got something going.
Not bad. You're dead.
Yes, I had drew a bunch of Skyclave Shades at the end.
Yeah. Usually, great on turn 2, great for going long, but not that great in that situation.
Well, I kept a hand that didn't have a good 2-drop. It was it was slow. It was Bone Crusher Giant, Immerstorm Predator, like Village Rights, 4 lands, I think.
Yep.
Mediocre
Perfectly
hand,
fine,
but
yeah.
kind of a keep. And then, didn't draw a 2-drop in the first 2 draws, but then drew 3 more 2-drops over the next to draw, like 3 draws.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
not a great sequence there. So, but probably have to mulligan that one on the draw, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I just have to mulligan really aggressively to get those fast hands and put you under a lot of pressure. So,
Yep.
we will be doing that in the post-board games, which will commence after a short break. Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Jund Sacrifice and Sultai Ramp. On my side, doing quite a bit here. We want the threaten effects out of our deck. They're very poor in this
And how are you going
matchup.
to threaten me in this matchup?
With my words.
Oh, okay. And clearly other things. You've been threatening me a lot today. Have the police arrived yet, Rob? No, I should continue on like normal? Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Blink twice if you're being held against your will. Only twice. 5 times did they think you're having a great time.
I am.
Going to be replacing these threaten effects with disruption that is much more suited towards the matchup. We've got our duresses, a couple Heartless Acts to help deal with things like Shark Typhoon tokens. Really just, sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Yeah, also good against Chariot. So, I mean, these Heartless Acts, I guess, could be Elspeth's Nightmares, but Nightmare is so slow as a duress.
Yeah, it doesn't seem great.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just be, also be able to deal with a Yorion or something. And so I'm bringing in those 2. Also got a couple of Clothuses for extra reach. The one Toski is nice. You don't have a ton of ways to answer it because it dodges Shadow's Verdict. You can Extinction Event on even, but you're usually naming odd in this matchup. And you can Soul Shatter, of course, unless I have a Corvold, in which case you probably want to deal with the Corvold.
I'm probably dead anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So a couple extra threats, better disruption, cutting our disruption that's 4. We have 1 extra card we want to cut for all of these, and because I'm cutting all of the threat effects, Village Rights get significantly worse, so we can easily trim one of those.
Okay. Checks out to me, and for me, I'm just bringing in 2 Soul Shatters, the last Shadow's Verdict, because you do still have a decent amount of creatures that it exiles.
Shadow's Verdict is excellent.
Yeah, always good against Rakdos. Just being able to hit the graveyard is amazing. Taking out these Maze Mind Tomes, and then the one Vorticlex, you have enough removal for it. It's the card I'm closest to cutting from the deck anyways, so I usually take that out whenever I'm questioning 1 extra spot. Yeah,
I was very happy when you were considering getting it off that Emergent Ultimatum in game 1.
It's always a card that I consider, and then I always just go back to Kiora, Bessa, Sea God, Velki, and Alrund's Epiphany. It's so good. Unless I'm horrifically behind, I'll slap in a Shadow's Verdict in there and stuff, but it is, that combination, when you're at parity, is just so insane.
Yeah, it's just two unbelievable, or you're getting two unbelievable threats regardless of what they pick.
7 mana for 14 mana worth of busted stuff, regardless, is pretty strong, so. Alrighty, Mr. Rob, do you got a question for us?
Yeah, how do you feel this Sultai Ramp matches up against the Is it tempo decks we've seen in the format?
I actually think that's the worst matchup. Because I do, and the statistics from week 1 of all the SCG online tour events from last week, satellites included, as well as the Sunday event, really screamed out that as well. It was like, I don't know, I love data like this when they compile it over everything, and it was something like, Is It Tempo was like 65 or 70% against this deck over that course of that time, and then Rogues was 55%. So I think if you're really prepared with escape cards and you just you play tight, and not every player I play against on the ladder is Ross Merriam, so I'm usually doing pretty well on the ladder against Rogues. But Is It Tempo, the combination of a lot of pressure with Goldspan Dragon and counterspells is too much, because they ever go Goldspan, attack, and have a negate, that's it. The game's over. So that is the worst matchup in my opinion. Rogues being a close second, and then everything else I've been liking. But
And one of the issues is that the Izzet deck just doesn't match up very well against a lot of the creature decks. Its removal is good against small, cheap creatures, but Lovestruck Beasts and things make it really weak. If you go the Grixis route to match up better against Lovestruck, then you significantly weaken your matchup against the Ramp deck because you're way down on counterspells in that build.
And Rogues destroys Izzet Tempo too. And so I just don't think Izzet Tempo is a very good or playable deck right now, which is good for
it's a nice deck to have as your Predator.
Exactly. So yeah, I do think that is a really rough one. Whoever asked that. Okay, shall we battle?
We shall. I will be on the play.
Okay.
Corey can taste the marbles.
Oh man,
They taste very metallic and kind of gross.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have put those marbles in my mouth.
Yeah, they're a little dusty too. They're pretty old. They've been sitting on my side of the studio for a while.
Forever. Yeah.
Can we get somebody to come in and just kind of buff the marbles a little bit?
That's actually your job. Yeah.
We're gonna hire a marble buffer.
Yeah. Can we get a?
Yeah. That's in your job description, right, Rob? To hire someone to do that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Actually, you know what? I'll get Kyle in here to do it.
Okay. How's your hand?
Still not good. It's another turn 2 stomp you, turn 3 bone crusher hand, and even on the play, I'm gonna aggressively mulligan that one.
I'm gonna keep. My hand's perfect.
Okay then.
I'm sweating. I'm feeling crazy. I haven't been this close to a victory on a show in I don't know, since the year 2020. Y'all remember that year, right? We're still in it?
Basically.
Yeah, it's still March of 2020.
Yeah, it's still going on. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of cold outside. Yeah. So, cold enough where you might get snow, but it might just be rain. Basically March.
Yeah, it's basically the weather outside is frightful, but in here it's less than delightful for me. That's for sure.
To be fair, I'm happier to be here right now than I would be in Kentucky, where they had over a foot of snow. So
true, and I'm for sure happier to be here than in North Dakota, because the amount of snow that I just remember this snowstorm 4 days ago or something. They're everyone's be careful, snow's coming. And we're 3 inches, and I just laughed every time. I'm that is just a nothing storm in North Dakota.
I'm definitely keeping
3
my
inches
hand.
is what you get before breakfast, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And
you got a tough one?
Yeah, I could just put back the expensive card, which is usually the thing I want to do, but I think I need it in this matchup. But maybe I just want to keeping the expensive card also lets me, maintain my aggression.
Okay.
Which is good.
You have been pretty aggressive today, so I think that's probably right.
Yeah, I think I should put it back. That's the reason I'm mulliganing that first hand. We got to commit.
Okay.
And I'm going to start on a Kazul's Cliffs.
All right. Fabled Passage, pass to you.
Tilt. I will play a Valky and hope you kept a hand with Tangled Florhedron.
Yeah, I was I don't have creatures, so yeah, you get to look.
Godly Piker, pass.
So I'm gonna sack, and it's interesting what land I want to get. I think it's just blue, because if I top deck a black removal spell, then I want to have the option to do both, and then this can just be green for the Cultivate if I were to get there. So yeah, I think that seems like an easy island here.
Getting in his land.
All right. Okay. Untap, a draw. I will play this and pass to you.
I will attack you for 2.
The beats. I'm at 18.
Oh, we got the beats. We got the beats.
We got the beats.
We got the beats. Forest. Whoa, Strider.
Okay, pretty good.
Got a goat and pass the turn.
All right, end step, I will omen.
We are on the beatdowns.
Okay, I think I can safely bottom these. Couple of lands. Draw. Untap. A draw. Now I can just cultivate here, which seems like a perfectly fine play. Yeah, I'm just going to cultivate and then pass to you.
That's what I expected. And you're going to end with 7 cards in hand.
Yep. I'll go with swamp into play and a forest into my hand.
Okay, I'm going to bash for 5.
Okay, I'll take it.
Brings you to 13.
Yep.
I am going to play a Blightstep Pathway
Okay.
and arrest you.
And duress. All right. I kind of have a feeling I know what you're going to
I
take.
will take the Shadow's Verdict.
Yep.
I will then follow that up with a powerful play of By Gigantha
Okay.
and pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Was not a heinous, completely heinous draw at least. All right. We're going to go with a Elspeth's Nightmare, targeting this.
Valky down.
Okay.
Or, yeah, I guess Scry in response.
That's probably a good call.
You're not going to have that mana left. Oh, yeah, if you're going to dress me next turn, I definitely don't want to put a Heartless Act in my hand.
Probably not. And then I'm going to foretell a mystery card. How about that? Then I'll pass to you.
Do I want to sacrifice this goat? Gigantha, not a particularly good draw here.
Well, good, because you didn't draw it. You put it into your hand. You fool.
Particularly good play, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Because of the Soul Shatter, but I'm thinking like what would be like Immerstorm Predator, Korvold. At least Korvold would draw a card.
I just realized I got the wrong land. Dang it. I forgot I had a swamp in hand.
Yeah, because now you don't have triple green.
Yep.
Well,
that was stupid.
Yeah, I don't really think I have like a significantly better play to scry towards.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna draw.
And I'm sorry, I'm at 13, right?
Yeah, I have you at 13.
Okay.
Not a good set of draws. Crown Pathway, attack for 3.
Okay, I will take it down to 10.
And yeah, I guess I'll play Gigantha.
All right, not bad.
I'll get Soul Shattered at some point anyway.
All right, I will draw and duress you.
You will see Blightstep Pathway, Valky.
Okay, that's not bad.
I had the decision as to whether or not to bottom Valky or Korvold in my opening hand. Decided to keep the cheaper card. I didn't have a green source at that point.
Okay.
And just drew second Valky as my first draw. I was like,
nice. I mean, you are getting close to Tybalting with that Valky, so that is scary.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to Allrun's Epiphany.
Okay.
Get some birdies. Just kind of try to make land drops here.
Yeah, just a really good explore.
Yep.
I will exile my graveyard.
Okay. That was a pretty good draw. Now...
Yep.
Oh, thanks. We will Soul Shatter. Would you like to sack in response?
Can't Woe Strider that one, because then I would just sack the Woe Strider to the Soul Shatter.
Yeah. And then do I want to buy Yorion, or if you can just Valky it, but that's not the worst because you kind of don't mind. Nah, I think instead I'm just going to play a land and pass to you.
Okay. This end step, I am going to sack the Brad because I want to find something to do this turn.
Okay.
I will put the swamp on the bottom.
Sack the Brad.
I will play a Blight Step Pathway.
Okay.
I will attack for 3.
I'll double block.
They trade.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
And step, I will cast an Omen.
Yep.
Let's cry. I will... It's interesting. Alrund's Epiphany here is a great draw, you would think, but I almost don't want to draw it. 3...
So you can get it off Ultimatum.
Yeah. I actually am going to... God, that seems so stupid to me. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to bottom the Epiphany, and we're going to keep this card on top.
Seems stupid to me, too,
Yeah.
in case anybody wanted to know.
Okay, so draw this. I will untap.
It's true. Cast Emergent Ultimatum.
Well, I did just draw it, so that wasn't bad.
It's unbelievable.
I had a decent play outside of it, but it's almost never correct.
Yeah, I mean, you just have at the verse you had by play Yorion, double preordained.
Yeah, okay, I'll just cast a Virgin Ultimatum. That seems good. Okay, so we got an interesting one to go for here. I'm gonna for sure go with Velki, Kiorabest the Sea God, and
Alrund's Epiphany.
no.
Not even finding the Epiphany off of the Ultimatum.
Yeah, don't need it. Don't need it. And all right, we'll go with Seagate Restoration.
So regardless of what I do, Corey's going to get some ridiculous form of card advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
And be ahead on that axis. He also has the Yorion too. So I actually think the best play is to just not give him the Kiorabest, the Sea God, and let him draw a bunch of cards. Hopefully he bricks and I hit and some miracle happens.
Okay.
Railroad Spike falls to his head.
So you want to put the Kiora down?
Yeah. Earthquake
You've been
hits
really
the
threatening
studio.
my life a lot today. And
I'm not threatening. I'm just hoping.
I feel unsafe. Okay, so I'm going to stack it like this. Not like this. I'm going to stack it like this. So I'll draw 4 cards, and I have no maximum hand size. And I got a Velki.
Give a
Emblem
Tibble.
for me. I have a Tibalt. So I learned something really funny online. Somebody just stole my Tibalt with a Kiorabest the Sea God, but they had never cast it. So then they ticked up, and the cards just go to me. Can you believe that interaction? Because I couldn't. But they just didn't have the emblem. So when you exile cards with Tibalt,
yeah.
It's
not cards you exiled with Tibble.
Yeah, so then they just gave it to me. It was not their best play that game, I won't lie, but okay, so I'm going to tick this up to 7. Bow Strider and a Triumph. I'll play the Triumph and pass to you.
Okay, I will play my 7th land, which is very obviously the other card.
Yep.
I guess the third Valky would have also made sense.
Yep.
Village Rites, I guess.
Are you going to play a Tibalt?
I will cast my own Tibalt.
It's much better when it comes with an extra spell, though. My Tibalt came with drawing 4 cards.
And let's plus.
Okay, sorry. I'm flipping this around.
I hit a land and a Heartless Act.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, so I will tick up. Binding, Kroxa, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lied to you the whole time. I kept the Epiphany. So I will Alrund's Epiphany and get a couple of 1/1s. Then I will cast Kroxa, discard a card. Okay, then I will, already did that, so I'll untap. I think we'll start by ultimating. Exile everything, gain 3. I'm going to Alrund's Epiphany to start. So with that 3 red, 5, 6, 7. All runs, get 2 more 1/1s. Okay, fair enough. I will.
Okay, here you can have a Shaheen.
All right, Shaheen flies from now on. Okay, so I will play Fabled Passage and sack it. I will get this. Now I will. That's a lot of things. I suppose we're binding the old gods on that. And attack you for 2.
Okay, we're done here.
Okay. Yes!
If we were a little bit later in the show, I'd have just let you have your fun for a few minutes, and then we would wrap. But we got enough time to do a pity game, so...
I just heard the words of pity game when I'm ahead. Oh, man. You know what? I got to take this moment to thank my fans, everyone who's really believed in me, my mom.
Okay, we don't have that much time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Then I'll shuffle up. How about that? Everyone who hasn't been watching the show often has been knowing that I have been getting obliterated. I won one show last month.
It's actually only 2:30. I just wanted to shut Corey up.
Okay, yeah.
I also shuffled my Gauntlet into my deck.
I'm walking on sunshine at this point, so a pity game where I'm on the other side of it. I'm not the one being pitied for once this month. I am hyped.
You're overflowing with pity.
But honestly, though, on a real note, this matchup I think is abysmal because this is what I think this deck is going to do, and it's similar to last week. We keep comparing this to the old standard because it is very similar. The Azorius Blink deck that popped up right after Rakdos was doing really well just preyed on Rakdos. Rakdos really needs a specific metagame. And then it's busted. You know, if you play against 4 or 5 rogue decks a tournament, great. Pick Rakdos because you are going to win.
Rakdos wants to play against rogues and adventures.
Rogues and adventures, exactly. And I want to play against rogues and adventures as well. I want to play against Rakdos and adventures and not rogues. So, and then adventures, I don't know what adventures wants to play anymore at this point. You know, that's why I don't think the showdown adventures is good. Gruul is just okay playing against everything because it's just a very good deck.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think what's going to happen here is Nea Adventures is going to be pushed out of the format. I think it's going to be forced to be Gruul to be more aggressive to compete with this and even Rakdos. I think Gruul has a better chance against Rakdos than Nea, personally. Just because when they take a turn off to showdown, that's when you play Kroxa, that's when you do that, and it just seems worse. I think you just have to try to get them dead, but I don't think that matchup's good regardless for Gruul.
It's so hard to get the Rakdos deck dead with how much efficient removal they have.
I'm just wondering the percentages, which one's slightly better, but it's still bad. It's still in the negative sub 50, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I agree with you there, though. The Sultai deck looks like it's really reshaping the first week of the format pretty heavily.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's the only deck I've been playing on Arena this week, and I've been playing a decent amount of it, and it's just so fun.
Okay, I've got a very solid hand here.
Okay. Yeah, this hand's fine. I'll keep.
Okay, so Darkboard Pathway pass.
Okay.
I was about to say swamp. It's not quite a swamp.
Not quite a swamp. I got a swamp, though. Pass to you.
Okay, I have a Crack Crown Pathway and a Skyclave Shade.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Okay, that was a pretty good draw. I think the upside of this working is too high, so I'm going to go for it and hope that you have a Kroxa in hand and no way to kill this.
I don't have a Kroxa, but I've got plenty of creatures for you to pick from.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, that's a great hand. So what do I want to care about the most? I think just you curving into Woe Strider is unpleasant for me, but I'm not 100% sure. Skyclave Shade is actually pretty bad as well. I'll take both, actually.
Yeah. Just do it all.
And honestly, there's some thought to just taking Corvald and just whenever I get to 5, it just being bananas. I'm going to take Skyclave Shade.
Okay.
Pass to you.
I'm trying to think of what exactly that means.
No one knows, but it's provocative.
It does get the people going.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack for 3.
I'll take it.
Brings you to 17.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Because I would think you would want me to put both Skyclave Shades on the battlefield, because then you could Extinction Event on even, though that would also deal with the Valky.
Yep.
Not really sure, but I don't think I have any other option other than getting my green source into play and casting this Woe Strider.
Okay.
And getting Corey's Goat.
All right. I got this. And it's Suppose I just want to do this now. All right, Soul Shatter you.
Okay, wanted to Soul Shadow the Woe Strider, I guess.
Basically, my reasoning was I would rather, if I took Woe Strider here and you cast Skyclave Shade, I don't want to Soul Shatter away 2 shades, because then it's in the graveyard. You're very far away from escaping, so I'd rather have a creature that's not coming back for a while be in the graveyard, is my mentality on this.
Makes sense. I'll go to 18 on the attack.
Your go.
I'm going to keep the goat around for Corvold purposes.
Okay.
I will attack you for 3.
Okay, I will take it. 14.
So you have 14. I will pray. I guess you don't have Shadow's Verdict up for next turn regardless. So this was a pretty good draw. Play Woe Strider, get another goat,
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right, I'll untap. Not a bad draw. I will play Darkboard Pathway and pass to you.
You piece of crap.
What?
I know what you're up to.
What? I do nothing.
Attack you for 6.
I will block Woe Strider.
I will sack a goat to scry in response.
Okay.
I think that is fine. Yeah, let's leave that on top.
Okay.
These, this goes in my hand.
Yep.
That's how this works. You take 3.
Yep.
Brings you to 11.
11.
And I'm expecting Jwari Disruption here.
What?
So I am going to play a Klothys.
Okay.
And play this land and pass the turn.
Okay. End step, I'll make a 2/2 shark. Draw a magical card.
It's also afraid of Shadow's Verdict there, which is the main reason I didn't play the Shade. If you draw Disruptions that, it's not a problem.
That makes sense. All right, I will play this and pass to you.
Okay, a draw for turn. Klothys will target the Soul Shatter. Actually, let's target the Valky.
Okay.
That way, if you Soul Shatter, you don't reduce the size of your graveyard, and I still have food.
So 9 to 20?
Yep. Then I will stomp your shark.
Stomp my shark. That's rude. Okay.
Attack for 3.
I'll respond with an Omen.
Yep. Could find another Shark Typhoon here, make a 1/1, which is a good blocker.
Do not want either of those. And I know you don't have a land.
Yeah, I probably should have kept the land in my hand last turn. I'm regretting playing it. Because I knew the top card of my deck was the Bone Crusher. I just momentarily forgot.
So stuff, because I don't want to take too much damage, because Klothys is just going to get me here.
Yeah, this 3-point attack is very threatening to put Corey to 6, and on a 3-turn clock from the Klothys.
Yeah, I think I'm in a lot of trouble here. I'll eliminate this.
Okay, Now we can't get disruption, so best to just cast the Bone Crusher.
Okay.
Saves one of the Skyclave Shades from a sweeper, and I'll pass the turn.
All right.
If Corey wants to use spot removal, he'll take another 2. We're getting kind of close to Emergent Ultimatum, though you need double green source from here on out to get to
A
that.
lot of green.
So I think we're looking good so far.
Yeah, I think I really only have one choice right now. That's not exactly what I would want to do, but I cannot take a hit from that Bone Crusher, so I'm going to Shadow's Verdict. Exile all your creatures, and then pass to you.
Okay, I will draw. I will exile your Shadow's Verdict.
Okay, 7 to 22.
Yep. And I am going to play a Corvold.
Okay.
We're going to be sacrificing a land. I'm not sure which one.
Yep.
Let's make it the Kazul's Cliffs to put, or maybe, because I'm trying to think what I want with Klothys next turn.
Yeah.
I want to sack a red source, I think. If I sack an actual land, I could make mana with the Klothys, which is nice. If I want that, or I can sack the Cliffs and have another spell. I think I'd rather just have the option.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's sack Crackcrown Pathway, draw a card.
Okay.
This gets a counter. That was the best possible. Play Fabled Passage.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sacrifice that, draw a card.
Oh, God, okay.
And I will get a mountain and pass the turn.
All right. Yeah, I was holding up 2 mana, not with Jawari's Disruption, but Heartless Act to be able to deal with it. But I just had no choice but to tap out here. So now I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
All right, so I got an Omen.
Perfect.
That is best possible.
Binding the Old Gods.
Yeah, I think there's no way I'm not doing that. It's going to buy me a ton of time, and I don't want this other card. So yeah, I'll draw that off Omen, play this, and then I got a green source and pass to you.
Okay, I will draw. Don't need to make any extra mana this turn, so I will exile your your Soul Shatter.
Okay.
Let's do that one. So you go to 5, I go to 24.
Yep.
And I will play Fable Passage, crack it, get a Swamp.
Yep.
Play Skyclave Shade, play Immersturm Predator.
Okay.
I guess that does potentially run me into
an extinction event.
Yeah. Let me think about it if I want to. You have 2 cards in hand?
2 cards.
But I know next turn you're going to have access. You're almost assuredly going to have access to Yorion. Yeah, no, I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Untap. I need a draw. I need one of plenty of things, but that couldn't have been it. All right, I will trigger this. Yeah, I will go and get a land, and I think I'm just at the phase where I need to just have one blind draw at the top for exactly Extinction Event. I don't love that, because Klothys here, I can stop the Predator with the Heartless Act, at least tap it for a turn. But then the Skyclave Shade plus Klothys get me.
If you have a land, you can just blink these and your land is down.
Yeah, we drew a tap land. I did bottom a land, though, not, doing my math perfectly here. But I don't know if exactly that would have been enough, but maybe it would have. All right, so we have no real choice but to cycle. And that's not going to do it. All right, you win.
Yeah.
Close one. It also has Nightmare and Heartless Act, so I needed something there, but...
I was with you cycling the land.
Yeah.
If you hit, I get to double Croxy you next turn because I can make red of the Klothys. But I probably would just dome you for 2 and
yeah. I mean, so I bottomed this. I guess it's not there anymore.
Especially after I draw.
But I bottomed a land, and if I would have kept that land on top to guarantee this play, I draw 2 cards. I have 2 cards to pitch for sure to Croxa, and then I I mean, I guess I Binding the Old Gods this, you tap it, and then when you attack, I'm in chump block mode. So that's still good for you, but I would have survived. I would have went to 3, and then I would have just, had to see what's on top, the next top 5, 6, 7 cards with Omen, and honestly, I wasn't getting there. So I do not think I was taking down that game, even if I put a land on top.
Turn 2 Skyclave Shade was really important there. That was the card that actually let me start applying pressure. You didn't have an Emergent Ultimatum. That was the other key.
Yeah.
And,
Emergent Ultimatum there, I'm probably still fine.
So two keys to that game. I managed to squeak out the pity game. Make this at least a close show. It was, it was 2-0 in the second match. It was 2-1 here, and it was 3-1 in the first one. So, you won 5-4.
Honestly, that's the one thing we can say. And normally you'd think, like, with how bad you've beaten me, if you just look at the scoreboard of wins and losses per show, it looks like you dominate. But we have had just crazy close shows, and I think there was even one show that you won where I won more games. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, you dominated
sometimes
one match.
Exactly.
That's the way it goes sometimes. But the marbles are yours. The Sultai deck looks very, very good. Definitely the deck to beat, I would say, going into this weekend.
For sure.
And the metagame, we'll see how the metagame adapts. I think you're going to see some more low-to-the-ground aggressive decks. Though Shadow's Verdict is really, really powerful against a lot of them because...
And I play 7 spot removal spell. I play 4 Heartless Act, 3 Eliminate. So that's pretty good against aggro. But
decks with a lot of 1-drops are going to get underneath 2-mana removal spells. So I'm not as worried about those. I'm thinking like white aggressive decks because I like them quite a bit. You can play Faithless Haven, and if you're mono white, at the very least, I think that is a deck that could line up well. But the issue is, your sweepers are really good. Normally, I'm looking at I have Selfless Savior, so I'll get to save my best threat against most sweepers, and then maybe have Faceless Haven, and that'll finish you off.
Faceless Haven, it can be a problem, but luckily, it's not like Crawling Barrens where Heartless Act doesn't kill it. Like, that was always kind of a problem with Yorion decks, but now we have Eliminate, Heartless Act, and then post-board, 6 Wrath, 6 Exile and Wrath effects. So I've not struggled with the white decks even remotely, but the tempo decks have still been a problem. And I mean, I've just lost to random things or like come close to losing things.
Some inconsistencies. We saw, I took games, you could easily lose those matchups.
Hey, you have a ton of 7-drops and stuff. That's going to add for some clunkiness.
But I think we're going to see more counter spells and more aggression as opposed to the mid-range stuff we saw during week 1. And that's a pretty typical progression of a standard environment. Exactly how people are going to implement those kinds of strategies remains to be seen. I think a lot of people will try to default to Izzet, but I just don't think that deck is strong enough against the rest of the field.
I don't either.
So Rogues would be my default, even though it's not quite as good as Izzet in the specific Sultai matchup. It's so much better against the rest of the field that it's a better overall choice. But there's definitely some other things I would look at. I think Mono Blue Snow has some potential. That's a good counterspell deck, can get underneath with some pressure. And the
Mystical Dispute is insane. So
the big innovation with that deck is Alrund's Epiphany is your closer. They're playing 4 of that card in the main now. None of the other very few of the other high end cards we saw initially in the deck, but Alrund's Epiphany is really good there.
Unbelievable to chain into. If you ever just early foretell one, they chain into each other quite well. Where if you just have 2 Brazen Borrowers, they're dead. So I'm with you. I'm personally, in this weekend events, standard events, I'm going to be playing this, but I think playing Rogues is completely fine too. I just don't play it often, and I'm not very good at those style of decks. So this fits my play style. I love these mid-rangey Sultai decks, and I think they can be built to beat Rogues, or at least flip a coin. If I can get to a coin flip with Rogues, I'm in. And that's honestly where I think I am with my updated list.
Even 48-52 or 49-51, close to the coin flip. Just exactly. in the coin flip zone is good enough.
And that's what I think. With the edition that I was playing, just adding 2 Glimpse of Freedoms, the second Cling and stuff, that right there gives you enough staying power that it's better than a 3rd Negate against them and stuff, because Escape just absolutely rips that deck to shreds if you can get one early. So I think that's really sweet, but there is still plenty of options to go out there. And then we just cannot overlook Gruul. It is just such a good deck, and everybody keeps saying, Gruul didn't get anything new or whatever, but it's just still such a just well-rounded, powerful deck.
I actually want to build Gruul in a slightly different way. I have I want to build it with Jaspera Sentinel and Magda.
You're such a Jaspera Sentinel fan.
But Jaspera Sentinel Magda and just get to my good high-end cards faster rather than putzing around with more of the low-end stuff. and then play Snakeskin Veils to protect like Goldspan Dragons and Vorinclexes from people's spot removal.
Oh, Veil with Goldspan. I'm somewhat with you, except instead of those early creatures, I want to do a Snow Gruul where you can have Faithless Haven, a couple, because you're still a very mana-intensive deck, but then just all haste creatures. So, like, the Brushfires, Questing Beasts, Goldspan Dragon, Vorinclex.
Really punish them for
forget
having
about
those
Vivian.
sweepers.
Yeah, go down to like 1 or 2 Great Henge and just really try to get people dead, because this deck is vulnerable to that. It has a lot of sweepers, but if you're just every single turn getting in some chip shop damage, eventually you're just going to win. So I think that's a decent way to punish this style deck, and that's something I'm interested in.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea to me, actually.
Yeah.
I would explore both of those options if you're a Gruul player at heart. I think you need to do something, I think, to update your deck. If you're just playing last season's deck, you're not doing it right. There's plenty of powerful options from Kaldheim to supplement.
Yeah.
You've really just got to try to reimagine the deck from the ground up.
And normally I wouldn't think you have to reimagine it because it's still working, but this is a deck that's going to make the format reimagine, because I wasn't sure how popular it was going to be after the event, even though the stats were there. But like just that first event I saw today where it was like 45% of the field scares me, but it's also the new hotness, and that's the first tournament after. So
I don't think the deck is broken, but I don't think the deck is just a 1 week flash in the pan. The metagame will adjust, it'll be gone. I think the Sultai deck is going to be around for the long haul. I think it has essentially pushed Genesis Ultimatum decks out of the format.
Yeah.
Because if you're cultivating, you should be cultivating into Emergent Ultimatum.
Yeah, and I mean, I think another factor of that is binding the old gods with Tibalt interaction. That free value you get with just being able to have 1 Triumph and not have to play a 4-color deck, that adds a lot too.
And it ramps right into it, so you just turn 6 the Tibalt 2. It really just plays perfectly.
It does, yeah. I mean, binding the old gods is just the perfect card for this deck. Because 4s into 7s like that are perfect.
It ramps perfectly, and it's a good value card when you have to do that. When you have to grind with Yorion, it's also good in that plan. So it's the card that joins both plans together really nicely.
What really makes me mad is that Chapter 3, I've not abused Death Touch at all. It's BS.
I want to start playing some sort of like pinger, like a Rakdos card that like somehow pings stuff.
The 1 colorless green poison creature, when a Death Touch creature connects, they take 2 poison. Bang. Now we're a poison deck. It doesn't seem great. But all right, everyone, that is going to do it for the show. We're going to thank some subs. We're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to get on out of here.
All right, we have 1 sub today. Smashtastic86 for 10 months. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that support. If you'd like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our fabulous staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
And while you're signing up for that, you might as well get one of these awesome chairs that me and Ross sit in every Tuesday and Thursday. To pick up one of them, you go to carnox.com/SCG and use that affiliate link to get yourself one of these nice chairs.
And our final sponsor is Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG to get 10% off of your purchase there as well.
Absolutely. And we have the SCG online tour Road to the Kaldheim Championship this weekend, and honestly, just like every weekend, it is such a treat that we just get to play in a tournament every weekend if you really want to. So they're starting this weekend, Friday and Saturday. So tomorrow will be 4 flights each day. If you go 4 and 2 or better, you get into the Sunday tournament. And then if you go 5 and 1 or 6-0, you get 1 or 2 buys to be able to sleep into that event on Sunday. There's nothing better.
Yes. If you've never had buys at a tournament before, do not underestimate how valuable they are. Just getting the free wins is really nice.
Yep.
Getting to sleep in is incredible.
And tiebreakers and stuff too. Buys are pretty broken. So, and not to mention, these are all 5Ks, so you can win some money. You can qualify for the Kaldheim Championship in March. You can get some gems on Arena. These events do your taxes. They do everything here on the SCG Tour.
So it's almost like you can just start doing all of your Magic playing online, and then you've got all these paper cards sitting around that you're not really doing anything with.
Yeah.
Maybe you should sell them to SCG, because we're buying cards all the time, and there's plenty of ways to do that. You can use use the buy list online on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them take care of it. You can make an appointment to come into the store, sell them in person, and if your collection is big enough, SCG might just come to you.
Absolutely, and if you you get rid of some of those cards and you're like, you know what, I want some new cards back. Like I want some of these Kaldheim cards. You can check out the nice sale that we got right now, and we are just getting 10% bonus bucks back when you buy just some nice stuff from SCG. You know, buy some cards, just buy anything Magic the Gathering, get 10% bonus bucks back. Some restrictions do apply, so go to StarCityGames.com for more details on that.
Yeah. That credit, the bonus bucks will get applied to your SCG account on Monday at 10:59 a.m. and you will get an email alert when that happens. So if it doesn't happen immediately, don't worry, it is on its way.
Absolutely, and thanks for mentioning 10:59 because that is when this little promotion ends on Monday at 10:59 a.m. So get it while it lasts. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this week's show. Really testing out the power of Emergent Ultimatum. Honestly, I just could not even believe that that's a good card. I remember Ely Cassis played it last season just in some event before we had Alrund's Epiphany and stuff.
Definitely an Ely card.
It's definitely an Ely card. I thought he was just kind of being a hipster on it and just wanted to do something cool. And I think he was at that point. But when you get to pair it with Alrund's Epiphany, we've seen the power of it. Because, I mean, honestly, if I can win a Versus Live with it, you got to be able to go win an SCG Tour online event with it because I have not been doing a lot of winning. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for this week. We will be back Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So for Corey, Ross, and Rob, we will see you then. Bye-bye.